Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to clear the first battle of the Reichenbach Veil of Conspiracy event. This is clearly a reference to Sherlock Holmes, and let's see. The Misty City, the trading hub, the Golden Port. The city goes by many names, but is most widely known as the City of Industry. Since the Industrial Revolution, the rumbling of factories has not ceased day or night. Everything in the city is developing at lightning speed, especially since the discovery of that energy known as electricity. Human society has well and truly entered a new age. The power of science is tremendous. The world is no longer mysterious in the eyes of men, and humans never again need fear that which cannot be explained due to ignorance. People no longer believe in gods and demons. Science is the only object worthy of worship. Days like this, Halloween, have simply become an occasion for merriment and socializing. So true. This is Halloween, alright. This is not Halloween! There are so many noisy little ghosts everywhere, it's annoying. Why didn't I just stay home? And I'd also like to know, why would that guy invite me to attend his banquet on a day like this? That notorious criminal ringleader, Professor M. The venue is Reichenbach Manor. The tallest building in the city? Ha! Trying to show off his status in the city, is he? That's certainly his style. Mommy, why is that man over there talking to himself? He looks so weird. Shh! Keep your voice down. That's the strange detective who lives on Butcher Street. If you don't behave, he'll snatch you away. Yeesh. Finally here, this is the venue. Now let's see what he's conspiring to do this time. Is that dozy looking guy at the entrance? Hey, long time no see, detective. Are you here to attend the banquet too? This is a guy? Serena is a guy? It's been a long time, officer. Judging from your uniform, you're a military officer now. Seems you've been doing well for yourself, eh? Speaking of which, I really ought to thank you. If it weren't for your help in solving those cases, I never would have been able to transfer to the military so smoothly. Firstly, I didn't help solve those cases. I solved them on my own, while being constantly set back by you bulls in uniforms. Secondly, let's stop with the pointless reminiscence. I'm sure that even you can sense that something's not right about this banquet. Your sharp tongue has certainly kept its form, but you're right. The fact that this Professor, Emperor of the Underworld, has invited both you and me to his banquet is a bad sign in itself. What about the other guests? Who else is coming? As far as I know, you're the last to arrive. Everyone else is already here. Look over there. That woman is a socialite. She's very active in the upper circles. I wouldn't be surprised if she knew the professor. Also, her family has recently taken over several large-scale power plants, and you know how important electricity is in this city. That strangely dressed man is a scientist. He's been working for the professor for a long time. His way of thinking is somewhat eccentric. Some call him the mad scientist. Oh look, see that cute girl over there? Hein is a cute girl? There's so many other characters they could have taken and they decided to take Hein. Anyways, she's an opera star who's become immensely popular recently. I'm a fan of her too. But someone of her background is unlikely to have anything to do with the professor. I don't know why she's here. That rather shy girl over there is a well-known mystery scholar. I think she's had some academic contact with the professor in the past. Why didn't they use her telescope skin, right? That would make her seem more like a scholar. Anyways. After all, that guy looks simply like a kindly old man in the eyes of the people. Is that all of them? Yes. The rest are maids and servants. What strikes me as strange is that there are far too few people for a banquet. This is the professor we're talking about. Even on his own, he can still commit terrible crimes. We better go and have a chat with those guests. Perhaps we can find out something. Alright, detective. Okay. The professor is lurking in the corner over there like a venomous scape surveying its prey. Let's go and chat with the other people first. I can't guarantee what will happen if we talk with that guy face to face. Alright. So the detective has communication, assist skill, communicate with the target after using this skill, and a single target attack skill that stuns the enemy. And the officer has fire, deals damage at 2 range, and backbreaker. Damage is increased by 1.2. Alright, sure, let's begin. Okay, so they're using the silence thing as to show that these characters can be communicated with, is what I'm guessing. Alright, so let's communicate. Communication. This smell, it's a unique kind of tobacco from the Far East, isn't it? Obtain a new clue, special tobacco. You certainly know your stuff, Mr. Handsome. Your pipe is quite nice too. You can call me Detective, madame. My friends are... Detective? I'm sorry, I don't feel well all of a sudden. Please excuse me. I hope you have a good time. It seems she's not too fond of my profession. Alright, let's just move. And she just runs off after hearing you're a detective. Sketchy. Alright, so next, I guess I just move up because I can't reach the next person I want to talk to. So yeah, let's just move. Alright. So let's have... Whoa! Uh-oh. I didn't even realize this was a stone pillar. So let's just move over, I guess. So I slowed myself down a bit. It's okay. Got a bit fancy there. Too fancy. And ended up blocking myself. It's okay though, you have 15 turns. So let's communicate with the mystery scholar now. I'm touched. You might be the first person who has approached me this evening. What can I do for you? No, it's just that you rushed over and grabbed my arm suddenly, and you didn't say anything. So I wanted to ask, is something the matter? Oh, sorry, I seem to get a little too immersed in thought sometimes. But since we've already spoken, I suppose that makes us acquaintances, right? Well... Just put it behind you, miss. Please tell this old friend of yours, what is your relationship with the professor? An academic partnership? Yes! The professor is interested in some of the myths and religious rituals that I have been researching, so we often have discussions about these things. Myths and rituals? I suppose the professor is interested in various supernatural theories, right? They would make for a convenient way to disguise his crimes. What are you talking about? I can't tolerate anybody slandering the professor like that. He's a respected authority in the world of academia, and even provides funding to aid to many scholars like myself. To someone like you, I have nothing to say. What a shame. It seems the professor enjoys a good reputation amongst most people. Okay. So next I can move to talk with those two, and then talk with, I guess, the mad scientist. Let's move along. Okay. Might as well keep moving then. And talk with the maid. Out of the way, out of the way! It's about to hit you! That wasn't much use. Are you alright? I saw that her plate went flying past you, barely missing your nose. Who is she? The professor's personal maid, a rather clumsy young lady. Before you arrived, she almost poured a dish of hot cream soup into my hat. I hate to admit it, but the professor is certainly a decent and refined person for hiring a maid like this. Alright, so maybe I'll just move. Keep moving Serena forward while I have the detective communicate with female hind. Oh my, I didn't expect to see a superstar like you here. What an honor. You flatter me. I'm really just a newcomer who has only just made her debut. Not at all. Everyone in this city sees you as their idol. Rosalia and Julian is simply marvelous. I didn't perform in that play. Don't tell me you haven't seen my shows at all. That's right, I haven't. Wow. What I said just now was to try and impress you. Now please tell me, what's your reason for attending this banquet? What? What's the deal with you? So straightforward, yet impossible to detest. I just read the professor's new book and I really liked it, so I wanted to ask him to sign it for me. You mean that book in your hand? Asteroid Physics? What's the name of the brightest star in the night sky? The North Star? Miss, since you incorrectly answered a question of even basic astronomical knowledge, I surmise that you haven't actually read the professor's new book? It seems that you are unable to be as straightforward as me. Well then, please excuse me. Interesting. Sketchy. But it could be she's just here to try to get, sponsorship from the professor or whatever. Anyways, so let's communicate with the mad scientist now. Maybe I should have moved Serena first. Anyways, there was once a notorious and highly intelligent criminal who carried out a massacre in the Black Cathedral that shocked the entire city. He was known as the Ripper. Jack the Ripper. Afterwards, he just disappeared into thin air. At the same time, a mad scientist appeared by the professor's side. What's your opinion on this, Mr. Scientist? Hiss. What are you talking about? No proof. Slander. Death. It seems that the criminal not only changed his appearance, but also developed problems with his vocal cords and brain? Detective. Arrogant. Death. Soon. Arrogant fool. Detective. Die. Detective, die. This incoherent speech doesn't seem like an act. I think he really has suffered brain damage. What did the professor do to him? Alright, so once you talk with everyone, the path to the professor is unlocked. Have you collected your information? Yes. Why are you pretending like you don't know me? Perhaps because even after these years, your social skills are still appalling. Love her expression. Don't be silly, my friend. I've obtained the information I wanted. That's enough. Now, let's go see another old friend. You can move 1, 2, 3, 4 to attack. Perfect. So let's have Waller start marching over, and I'm just gonna have Serena begin combat with a ranged strike. Alright, next, let's have Waller charge fourth, and maybe I'll just have the officer melee attack, like this. And now, let's use the backbreaker skill to pull the professor over. Professor, can you sign this book for me? It was what we agreed. Boss, no courtesy, detective. Professor, I've come across another strange legend. There are some parts of it that I don't quite understand. Professor, it's almost time. Ha ha ha. Everyone, I'm afraid I must be going. I've got an important speech to make shortly, so I must go backstage to prepare. Please enjoy yourselves. Okay. In other words, you could not tell the professor's intentions for holding this banquet either? Not yet, to be precise, but there is absolutely nothing normal about this. You must stay alert. Ding ding ding! May I have your attention please? The professor is almost ready. Guests who are not present, please return to the venue as soon as you hear this. Why is she ringing a cowbell to summon guests? What does she think we are? Also, how is anyone who is not present supposed to hear that? It seems this maid's stupidity goes beyond simple clumsiness. I'm glad to see you've had the opportunity to ask questions, but everyone else is approaching the stage. Let's head over there too. Good. Gather around here, everyone. Very good. Let me check the time. Perfect. Precisely the time that the professor told us in advance. Now then, the professor will be appearing on stage any moment. I know I sound like a windbag, but I have a bad feeling. Stay alert. Alright. Well, 30 Trinity Crystals. It's time. Now then, let's give a warm welcome to the professor. The maid presses a switch and the electric curtain of the stage begins to lift slowly. An inexplicable uneasiness grips the detective's heart as his eyes remain transfixed on the rising curtain. Then... snap. What? Suddenly, everything goes pitch black. The detective hears the officer draw his pistol by his side. The maids, the socialite, the mystery scholar give a surprised scream, but aside from that, the scene is mostly quiet. Don't worry everyone, the power just went out. It's just a small problem, maybe the fuse is blown. Rest assured, I'll have this solved in no time. Some pit-a-pat sounds can be heard in the darkness. It seems the clumsy maid has run into some difficulties. It's okay, I'm fine. It's no problem at all. Just wait a moment and... snap. After another string of pit-a-pat sounds, the lights come on. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Is everyone alright? Could the power outage have just been a coincidence? What? What the? What happened? What the? This is... The body of the infamous professor, the philanthropist, gentleman, and secret emperor of the underworld appears on stage. What the? Boss is dead? What? Haha, everyone's reaction is so... Professor? What? That expression on Almeda's face. Wow. This must be a trick. The professor is dead? How could this be? Come up to the stage with me. Alright. This is not makeup, nor is it a double. There are no signs of cosmetic surgery, and all the body's physical features are a complete match. This really is the professor. He's dead? How could it be? Who could have done this? What I want to know is how this death-like state was accomplished. Wait, I just received a communication from the military. A thick black smoke has suddenly appeared around the outskirts of the city, and it could very well spread into the city itself. What the? Where did it come from? We don't know. The black smoke appeared so suddenly, and on such an enormous scale. The military has already dispatched men to investigate the situation. What? How could something like this happen? I've had enough. I want to go home. What is that black smoke? If it reaches the city, everyone will be in danger. We need to get back to our homes, quickly. The professor is dead, and this black smoke. Could it be? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Boss, dead. My work terminated. Wait a second. Damn it, they've all run off. This is a crime scene, and you're all suspects. Well, detective, did you find anything? I've obtained information from the scene, but it's nowhere near enough. In the black smoke you just mentioned, the timing cannot be a coincidence. I think it may be a kind of defense mechanism. Many faction bosses have these kind of defense measures. If they encounter anything unexpected, the protection mechanism is triggered, causing widespread havoc. The professor probably used this to assure his safety, but he didn't expect. That's very possible. The military will handle the situation on the outskirts. Let's go and track down the murderer. If we find them, the professor's faction will stop the spread of the black smoke. Even if they don't, at least we'll have a bargaining chip. Alright, let's go. Interesting. Alright, so I guess level 35 battle is unlocked. Level 45 is next. After that, And I guess there's going to be a delay until you can unlock the level 55 battles, of course. Presuming there are level 55 battles. Well, I can't go to the other locations yet. So, presumably though, there will be level 55 battles. Recommended heroes for this event. Wowler, Jolinka, Gizarov, Rachel, Noemi, Renata, Matthew, Almeda, Serena, Silverwolf. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Point rewards. Oh, it goes by points. Okay. So you just have to keep playing the missions until you hit the point requirement of 90,000 points. That's... There doesn't seem to be a double point thing to this either, right? Normally there's a 2 out of 2 or whatever. So we're not getting extra points. That's going to be quite a bit of grinding. Meaning burgers. Fortunately, I have 13 of them on hand. Alright. That's fine. Detective's notes? Okay. So it's information about each character. Right? Strangely paranoid. Arrogant creep, possible criminal. The people speak highly of me. I thank them for not disturbing my lifestyle. Life on Butcher Street is rather dull, but thanks to the creativity of these criminals, my life as a detective feels like it has some meaning. But tonight's case is no walk in the park. The identity of the deceased is extremely peculiar. This will not be a simple case. Who knows what lies hidden behind it? I don't believe in God, so let me pray to myself that we'll get through tonight. Mad scientist, the deceased henchman. I'm willing to bet my pipe that he's the murderer who committed the Black Cathedral Massacre, the Ripper. For an unknown reason, he has now become rather abnormal. He is unable to string together a coherent sentence at a time. My preliminary speculation is that he has suffered brain damage. However, his past identity does not warrant heightened suspicion on him in this case. On the contrary, he was quite loyal to the deceased. One was the emperor of the criminal underworld in the Misty City, the other a ruthless freak with high IQ. Truly a dream team. Socialite. Socialite who is active in the elite social circles of the Misty City. She may not have received much power from her family background, but she does enjoy a certain status as a political broker. It's not unusual that someone like her would have social ties with the deceased. I trust that this banquet was another prime opportunity for political deals. What's worth noting is that her family has recently acquired an enormous power plant, even though this is obviously not something that a family without much power could achieve. They must have received help from someone or somewhere. I think it may have something to do with this case. Maid, the private maid of the deceased, who was responsible for taking care of his day-to-day affairs. Originally an orphan, she was taken in and raised by the deceased from a young age. She always held reverent admiration for him. While cheerful and animated, she is also rash and clumsy, just like the officer. Another stick in the mud. Professor, the deceased of this case, the notorious emperor of the criminal underworld in the Misty City. Of course, only a handful of people, including myself, know his true identity. In the eyes of most people, he is an upstanding gentleman, a respected university professor, and a good-hearted philanthropist. His death is certainly a good thing for this city and for myself, but this was still a meticulous planned murder, and now I must find the killer. Being a detective really is a disagreeable profession. Officer. A mid-level officer in the Misty City Army. She used to be a police officer. Military officers can, to some degree, be considered good citizens with a sense of duty. But from my past experience working with her, I know that she is as simple-minded as those colleagues of hers. I'm going to have to work with her again on this case. I just hope she's improved a bit and doesn't hold me back this time. Mystery Scholar. A reputable scholar in the world of academia. I have heard some things about her. She specializes in the study of mysticism and is very knowledgeable about spiritual topics, a typical PhD scholar. After the body of the deceased appeared, she appeared to have remembered something, but she left the scene so quickly that I didn't get a chance to obtain any more information from her. I don't believe that someone like her would have actively participated in the past evil undertakings of the deceased, but a person like her who shuts herself in ivory tower all day is very easily manipulated. I hope nothing bad will happen. An opera star. A talented young girl who has become hugely popular recently. She is a rising star in the world of opera. The entire city is crazy about her. She is pure, sexy, cool, and adorable. Really? She's a true angel of the technological age. Dictated notes from the officer. I have no interest in the entertainment industry and know very little about this star. Judging from the other people's reactions, she is certainly an idol who is enjoying the limelight. I have yet to think of what kind of connection a person like this could have with the deceased. Okay, and in clues, right now there's a special tobacco, right? That was smoked by the socialite at the banquet. It's a special brand from the Far East, rare in these parts. And the Opera Star's book. The Opera Star brought this copy of the professor's new book titled Asteroid Physics to the banquet, hoping to get it signed by him. But it seems that she herself has no knowledge whatsoever of astronomy, nor has she even read the book. And then there's more clues to collect. And something about these memories can give you Trinity crystals. Alright, well, kind of interesting so far, but that will be it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Nitro out.